right, so ya tú sabes, we're still celebrating Women's History Month, mi gente. Happy Women's History Month. And as we continue to celebrate the contributions made by women in society, which brings us to our first guest, founders of Inspirame Latina. I had to do it twice, a foundation that tackles the root causes of financial disparity, offering accessible education for professional and personal growth while promoting mental well-being through meditation, mindfulness, and open-hearted conversations. And their upcoming summit aims to uplift Latina women through building leadership skills that inspire others to become decision makers in their families and their communities. And joining us to share more are Inspirame Latina co-founders Julissa Alvarez and Jacqueline Vazquez. Hello.
Hi.
And welcome. Well, I should say welcome back to you,
Yes,
Jacqueline.
yes.
Oh my gosh, we just
I'm
love.
so excited.
We're excited to have you and this lovely tribe of women that you surround yourself with and collaborate with.
It's what sustains us, right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Inspirame Latina is this community that I can tell you was missing in my life as an entrepreneur woman and trying to do something better and being ahead. And this community of women that are lifting each other, it's all we need at this point, especially when we bring it all together in a summit that we're putting together.
Well, yeah, the summit is the actual expansion of it, but let's talk a little bit about what inspired it, how long it's been active, and then we can talk about what it means to stimulate the economy internally. I don't know what's going on with me and my words today, because that's the world we're living in right now.
That is true. That
for
is
sure.
true.
So the last time I was here, we talked about breaking the glass ceiling, and that's really the starting point for us. It was about, we were all a part of the book and the anthology, and all of a sudden we started, the conversation was like, we need to continue this, right? And we were like, okay, what's our next step? So 4 of us got together and said, let's make this happen. And we knew that passion was in there, and we kept the conversation. We said, let's just get the ball rolling, and we created Inspirame Latina, and it has tremendously surprised us because it's been going so quickly, but impactful at the same time.
That is true. And it's only been a year established. We're already registered in 4 different states. It's growing in a way that we've never thought that it was going to be such an impactful way, that women were craving for this. And the fast pace of creating what we're doing, the programs, the summit, the multiple meetings that we have to continue to engage women has been unbelievable. It's just been growing at a speed that we never imagined.
Well, I will say this, right? One of the things that, first of all, that I loved attending the Breaking the Ceiling, right?
Yeah. Yep.
One of the things that I remember experiencing is the elegance behind it, right? And the authenticity, right? So there was a beautiful fusion of being relatable, but yet elevating each other.
Yes.
And so I kind of see that seeped into this, just going through the website and everything.
Yes.
So I would love for you to share with us, first of all, what type of women are attending this? Obviously, they're all entrepreneurs, but I'm going to assume that it's different businesses, but how it is that everyone is able to capitalize off of each other or collaborate with each other and network and build together.
So I would start with, it starts with the stories. The stories connect and bring those women to that center place of whether we're at a leadership panel, which is similar to what you experienced. So we took that model and kept it going. So we call it the leadership panels. And they're intimate, they're really direct with whether we're having one topic conversation. We don't want to talk about everything because there's so much that us Latinas can talk about, right?
Yep.
But we really concentrate on
We
that.
have to keep it streamlined.
We have to keep a program.
So we took that model that you experienced because we felt it. We felt that people left there with, wow, where do we get more of this? And we knew this is working. Let's move this forward, and we've improved on it. And so either through our connections or the partners that we're partnering with, or people who just hear about Inspirame Latina, they're just getting that little inkling of, let me just see and hear a little bit more.
And it's different because one of the things that we can relate in terms of being a Latina woman, like we are very laser focused. I cannot tell you the intentions we have about what are we doing. We're not here to waste our time. We're here to grow. We're here to let the bochinches on the side and let's focus on what's going to advance us to the next level. Because oftentimes that's what we're missing. We're missing that hand that can lift us up to the next level. And that's what Inspirame Latina is all about. It's let's get the drama away. Let's focus on what are you good at? What are your strengths? Let's polish that. And that's what we do.
Right, and you know, I intentionally use the word capitalize because there's nothing wrong with capitalizing off of each other because that's how we build.
Yeah.
Right? You grow, I grow, and in doing so, right, that's really what these networking events are meant for.
Yes.
And I've attended a lot of them, and the question always becomes, well, how do you go from there?
Exactly. And that's really what we've used to capitalize, which is the part of how do we not leave people just there? We want them to continue. And that's the conversation that we keep improving on. We're not just leaving you there. Come, vente. You have to follow this model because we want to encourage each other. We want to make sure that we're not leaving people behind. Even if you have experienced this, let's help you experience something else and grow together.
Yeah, and the capital part about what you need, it's not what I may need, right? So that's why those pillars were developed, because I may need some assistance in leadership roles, or I may need a healing component of my life, or education, or visibility. Like, you know, I'm seen, I work here, I'm doing so great, but I still don't feel like I've been seen, like I'm not being recognized in the things that I do in my daily life, even with family members. So what we do is that it's like a fusion of this little, you know, I guess formula that's going to allow you to identify what are you missing in yourself, and then just feed off that, right? Like giving you the tools that we need. And, you know, talking about who are the type of women that attend these events? Well, we have lawyers, we have real estate people, we have people that are entrepreneur. Even myself being a co-founder, entrepreneur, and a philanthropist, I am so needing of this group of women that is going to allow us to say, you know, we're in the right path. And sometimes that's all we need.
Yeah. It's a validation of each
Yes.
other.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it goes a long way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're you're approaching it with a holistic approach,
Correct.
right?
Exactly.
Because in your pillars here, I noticed that is one of your pillars, healing,
Yes.
right? So I just want to mention your pillars to our viewers, which are connecting, leadership, healing, education, and visibility.
Yes.
And what I really love about what you just said is that we are all looking to capitalize in different ways. And what does that look like, right?
Exactly.
Someone may not need to go and capitalize off of a business venture.
Yes.
They may need to be in the presence of somebody who has a business venture that uses a healing component
Exactly.
in their business venture.
Yes.
And you can only learn about
Yeah.
this being in these environments.
Exactly.
Exactly. And one of the things that I usually, when I describe the pillars, is that I list all the other four, and healing is kind of like the covering. Because if you want to excel as a leader or move ahead or grow, but some trauma is holding you back, that says a lot. And so we got to take care of this before we can excel and move forward together.
Yeah.
Which you also shared in the book too, which one of the things I loved about that book, the transparency in that book, is really what drew me to all of you,
Yes.
right? Because you keep introducing me to
I know,
to
it
the
keeps
network, and I'm
growing.
like,
We're
oh
not letting
my.
you go.
I
It's-
love
it's
it.
an
I love it.
honor.
I love
Yes.
it. I love it.
Yeah, and it keeps growing. And one of the things is that, you know, like you just said, is how do we, you know, expand on, like, we also learn from our people that are part of this event. You know, it's this summit which is called Fearless. It's exactly that, because most of the things that hold us back is the fear of doing that next step or taking that decision or maybe changing jobs. I mean, it could be but it's based on the fear that you have about what's going to happen. And that's what we sort of put it all on the table and said, okay, so what is it holding you back? And we do that through sharing stories, but relationship, like relating to each other. And that's basically what this summit is about.
That's right, because we're all experts in our own lives.
Yes.
Right? And we learn from each other in coming from that place of sharing, right?
Yes.
Now, you said this year's theme is fearless?
Yes.
Fearless.
Sin miedo.
Sin miedo.
Sin miedo.
Sin miedo.
It's
Right.
really sin miedo
It's
and
sin
fearless
miedo.
is underneath. Sin miedo, bold.
Yeah, so that people learn Spanish.
Exactly.
Right, because Spanish is one of our languages here in
That's
America,
right.
too.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And on that note, I want to conclude with how important it is for us to really uphold our own belief, our own cultures, and our own standards, our own values. And that being said, it's so important for us to come together in these type of gatherings to understand that we actually have the power to control whatever
Yes.
it is that we want to see grow.
Our narrative.
We do it together.
Yes.
And you see, we haven't left you behind. It's like our relationships has grown, you know, and now Julissa has experienced
Exactly.
you. And now it's
Amazing.
like, you know, this growth that's what it's all about. Forget the bochinches to the side. Let's really be impactful together.
Yeah.
Yes.
In our respective areas.
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I just love she's like, that's why we haven't left you behind. I'm like, you mean that's why we haven't let go of each other.
That's right.
We're holding on.
Yes, we're not leaving anybody behind.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that because that's what it's all about. Sankofa.
Yes.
You know what Sankofa is?
Yes. Yes. We
Right? Sankofa is it's really like the bird. And the bird goes and looks behind
Right.
and grabs and brings forward.
yes.
Yeah.
I definitely.
I mean,
like
that's
that.
my
Yeah,
analogy of
yeah.
it, but
Well,
it has a more profound
Yes.
meaning behind
That's
it.
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's exactly who we are.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And thank you for bringing it here to our viewers. And we're
Yes.
going to invite our viewers, right?
Yes.
It's open to
It's-
everybody.
It's open to everyone March 22nd at the Hilton Hasbrook Heights in New Jersey. And join us. It starts at 10 o'clock, but opens up at 8:30 for some interactive. And yeah, see you there.
And
Yes.
even though it's Inspirame, it's not solely Spanish speaking. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of Spanglish going on.
Yes, there will be, of course.
So if you don't speak Spanish, it's a wonderful opportunity
okay.
to learn a little bit, right? Because
That's
it's
right.
primarily English, though.
Yes.
Yeah,
It
but
is.
everybody's welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Women.
There will be men there.
There will be men. Oh, good. Look at that. They've
yes,
got
yes.
tokens.
Yes. Yes.
yes.
We need our support.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're all in this
Yes.
together. Once
Yes.
again, thank you. Julissa Alvarez, Jacqueline Vazquez,
well,
Inspirame
thank you.
Latina co-founders.
Thank you.
Gracias, gracias.
Yes,
Once
thank
again, we're
you.
talking Inspirame Latina Summit 2025, which is Fearless, Sin
Sin
Miedo. And that is set to take place Saturday, March 22nd between 8:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. at Hilton Hasbrook Heights, which is located at 650 Terrace Avenue, Hasbrook Heights in New Jersey. And for more information, you can visit inspiramelatina.org. All right, stay tuned. There's more open when we return.